After my brother framed me for stealing, my dad threw me and my 4-year-old out at 10 at night. My brother stood in the doorway grinning and said, "Enjoy the shelter, big man." We walked off into the dark. What none of them knew was that within a week, the ground would open up under their feet. I'll never forget standing on that curb, my daughter Lily asleep on my shoulder and 2 garbage bags of our clothes at my feet. Trevor leaned in the doorway and said it again. "Good luck out there, champ," then shut the door. I had $60 in my wallet, no car, nowhere to go. Lily woke up crying because her stuffed rabbit was still inside on her bed, left behind in the chaos. That's when I did the thing I'd sworn I'd never do. I called my Aunt Diane. She's my dad's older sister, the one who did well for herself. No kids, retired early. I hadn't spoken to her in a couple years, but I remembered how good she'd been to me as a kid. She picked up on the second ring. I told her everything in one shaky breath. She didn't hesitate. "Bring the baby and come here, now." A neighbor drove us over, and we reached her door near midnight. Diane took one look at my face, then at Lily, and didn't ask a single question. She lifted my daughter out of my arms and said, "You're both safe now." That was the first time I let myself break down. In the morning, she made eggs, poured me a coffee, and asked what happened. I told her all of it. How I'd moved back in 2 months earlier after losing my job and my apartment. How Trevor had been needling me since day one. How he hated hearing Mom brag about me. Then the money. $10,000 of my parents' cash, gone. And Trevor swearing he'd found it in my closet. How my dad filled 2 trash bags without asking me one question. Diane listened without interrupting. When I finished, she set her mug down and said, "I've been waiting a long time for one of them to slip." She'd never trusted Trevor, she said. Cruel streak since he was young, but he always knew how to look innocent at the right moment. Then she picked up her phone and made a call right in front of me. I caught pieces. Freeze the distributions. Pull the account. Start the audit today. Here's what my dad and brother never understood. Diane owns the controlling share of the family trucking company. My parents and Trevor lived off those monthly checks. She held all of it. 2 days went quiet. Diane was on the phone constantly. Every time I asked, she just said, "Soon." On the 3rd day, she came home early. "Get dressed. We're going to see your parents." We pulled into the driveway and Trevor's truck was there, front door hanging open. Diane told me to wait in the car with Lily. I couldn't see much, but I could hear it. Trevor's voice high and panicked. My mom crying. Something hit the floor. Then Trevor, "You can't do this to us. You can't just cut us off." Diane walked out 10 minutes later, calm as anything. The audit had come back. The day before that cash turned up in my closet, Trevor had pulled the exact same amount out of the company account. Same figure, same bank envelope. He'd taken it to cover a debt, then planted it on me to bury his own theft and get rid of me at the same time. They were done. No more distributions, no more checks. They could make the mortgage on their own. The next morning, I had 4 missed calls from Trevor and a text from my mom that just said, "Please, can we talk?" Diane told me not to answer. Let them come to you. By that afternoon, the crew renovating my parents' kitchen had walked off. The payment bounced. The truck Trevor bragged about got flagged for repossession. Diane had told the company's partners and the bank about the missing funds, and his job was hanging by a thread. 2 days later, Trevor showed up at Diane's door. No swagger left, like he hadn't slept in days. He confessed everything right there. The theft, the envelope, that he couldn't stand hearing Mom say how well I was holding it together. Diane slid a printout across the table, security footage of him placing that envelope in my closet. He looked at me and asked what I wanted from him. "Nothing," I said. "Not money, not an apology." It stopped being about what he did to me. It was about what he did to himself. Last week, my parents asked if I'd come home, said they wanted to fix things. I said no. Forgiveness isn't the same as pretending it never happened, and Lily and I already have a home now.